Welcome to Website Royalty, the Kajabi support for you. I am here with Denise Millay, the findability queen. She believes if you can't be found online, they can't do business with you, which is super sexy. And I'm Kim White. We are here to hopefully bring not only support for Kajabi, the platform, all in one platform we love and use, but also to anyone who is wondering why to do certain things on any of the platforms. I
Right.
feel like you can benefit from like our conversations. Denise is the guru, and I'm the ordinary that has learned to do things from experience. So, anyway,
Mm.
Denise Millay, we are talking emails today.
We are, but let's tell everybody where we've been. Don't you think we should tell everybody where we've been? We apologize for being away for a week, folks.
Oh,
Um, I waited 5 years to get COVID for the first time, so I've been recovering from that for a week, and a couple of my recordings from other places are very froggy, and I didn't think it was good to do feverish broadcast for an hour with Kim and make her listen to my voice. So we had to take a break for a little while. So we hope we didn't disappoint you all, but we're back now. I'm feeling fine, but
I am so glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad you reminded me to like acknowledge that we actually moved from one city to another during the same time frame, and I don't know what we were thinking to begin with that we were going to be able to keep consistent with that, but we want y'all to know that we're not doing these planned or scheduled because we do believe in honoring our priorities in our lives, and this is something we're fitting into our schedule. We're making it a priority, but it doesn't come before being sick or be, you
or
know,
moving or
or
yeah,
moving.
lifing is what it is. Is what
Yes.
happens.
We
So
li- we life before we business.
yeah,
So
right. We had a great plan, but then some things decided to change that. So we're back. We're back. We're happy to be here again. So thank you for listening to that.
and if
So
you're a business owner, I am positive you have had some life happen to you and understand what we're talking about, that we have to be a little flexible. So if you want to be notified so that you know when we do go live, be sure and hit the subscribe and the bell, because the bell will notify you when we're going to go live so that you don't miss out on
mhm,
what we're doing and what we're trying to help with. Really, this is an online presence. We're our chosen platform is Kajabi, but everyone who has a business really does need an online presence.
you
We
do.
don't want you being homeless online.
Mm-mm. And that's not saying if you're just starting out that you can't start with a free one pager that somebody might give you from some service. That's fine. But if you're going to be serious about growing into doing business online, interacting, payments, offers, all those things, sales, and communication with your people, you really need to have a more robust solution.
And, Denise, I'm just going to put something I believe out there real quick. And that is that if you're doing business, you need to make money in your business so that you can stay in business. So don't think if you're making an impact, you can't make an income. This is part of the way to do it, is to, be findable online, like Denise talks about, and be pickable so someone can pay you for what you're offering into the world online, and you can keep doing business because your business is supporting your life. So I think all of that is very important to say up front. And Denise, I have a little bit of an analogy that I have used many times, but I have to tell you, it's one of my go-to stories. If I pull up next to you on this adventure of life and I have something that you want, or you want to hang out with me, or you want to go with me, and you get in the car with me and we're going on an adventure, and I suddenly stop and I put you out on a curb somewhere on a corner, and I drive up and say, it's wonderful to know you, but I got to go. I feel like that's what so many business owners do. They get you interested in what they're doing or what they're offering, and then they don't do the next step, which is stay in touch. They don't keep in contact. They don't build that relationship. And today that's the big thing we want to talk about with emails is emails are a way to keep someone interested, keep connected, keep building a relationship, let them know who you really are, let them know what your business really does, and they're very important. But you can get lost in the different kinds of emails. You
Mm,
can get lost in, "I could never do that," kind of thinking, and we're here to break it down so you know it's possible for you to do this, and these are the ways to do it inside of Kajabi and whatever other, we'll just say that, we'll be clear. You can take what we're talking about here and apply it somewhere else if you want. We just know Kajabi is the easy button because everything's already connected.
that's right. So should we take a look inside at back at our, email
I
application?
I think so.
Okay, let's do it. And my mouse? Oh, there it is. It's moving. Yay. Sorry. It's one of those things. It's tired. It's Friday. Okay, so here we are at the dashboard where we always start, and we're going to come down to the marketing section right here, and that is where we choose our marketing function, and we're talking about email campaigns today, but that's an umbrella covering all the different kinds of emails that you can have. Um, for Kajabi, they say well, add a new campaign. So let me just do that and then you can see what they do. So then this is where they split here. As they say, do you want to send a blast or a broadcast, which is sending a single email to promote something or to talk to your people or whatever. So that's a single email.
And
Or
can I
this, go ahead, please.
well, I was gonna say, I just wanna add, it's a single email to multiple people too.
Yes,
It's not
yes,
a single email to a single person. When I first started, I didn't understand that difference, and I just wanna make sure everybody understands that it's one email that you can send to one or thousands,
right.
but it
So you
but
have your contact list in Kajabi that has all your people that have signed up for something or that you have a list of people, those are already there. But this is a single email to however many of those people on your list you want to send it to. Then an email sequence is like an automated sending of multiple emails. Either it's triggered by something like someone signing up for something, or they've purchased something and they get an automatic email that tells them more about it or where to go. Or so that's like an automated sequence, which can be one or more emails connected to each other that go out over time, right? Did I
yeah.
forget anything?
No, you did great.
Okay, so now we're going to just go into the email broadcast. And what I wanted to show you today and go back to is so you understand what we're talking about is we're talking about creating. Let's go to the simple one first. So these are all the templates that are out there. We've seen these before, but here's a newsletter. Now, everybody can call this something different. It doesn't have to be a newsletter. It could be a digest. It could be weekly recap. It could be, musings from whomever. It doesn't have to be called a newsletter. But in essence, what is a newsletter? A newsletter is telling you what's currently happening, something that's happened, something that's coming up. It's news about your business that relates to the people you're sending it to. So you could title it whatever you want, but I'm going to show you this template here that's called a newsletter. And
And
what I want, go ahead.
well, can I add this too, Denise? Whenever you get tripped up, because that's what happens sometimes in all the different language for emails, our favorite is a combo between nurturing. I'm sure you've heard that term. Nurturing emails is very personal, very connecting of you to the whoever's on the other side of that email.
Hmm.
And when you hear newsletter emails, as in a context between the two of them, a newsletter is very factual. It has lots of, this is what happened, this is what's coming up. It's more news centered than a nurturing email. But our favorite is the combo between the two. So you are very personal about it, but you also can give them all the information that's factual along with it. So I just want to make sure that the languagey part doesn't trip anybody watching up, because it does get, depending on who you're talking to, listening to, all of that, it can get very confusing.
Right. And I'm so glad you brought that up because we're trying in earnest to use plain language and
Mhm,
not use a lot of jargon. But at the
mhm.
same time, there's some jargon that's so prevalent
Yes.
that you wanna include it so you can get the essence of what we're talking about. So, for me, in simplifying things, I'm talking about a newsletter as being anything you want it to be. A nurturing email, whether it has news in it or not, whether it's called newsletter or not, is a more personal thing where you're nurturing a relationship, and that's a really the goal of what marketing really is for most of us, especially as entrepreneurs, right?
Service service based is even more important. Like, it's more relational than the transactional.
Mhm,
So don't forget, if your business is based on a service, if you are not contacting anyone unless you're willing to or wanting to sell them something, that's not really building a relationship. That's just keeping them on, hey, buy this, buy this, buy
sales,
this.
right,
And that's transactional. But
right,
if you think about the relationship part, you want to get to know them, you want them to get to know you, you want them to understand the solution you're offering as a service business, or as a business at all. But
mhm,
it's very important to keep an open line of communication where they can actually return or reply, not return, reply to that email. And that's, we get replies from our emails that we sent out
mhm,
that are amazing. Like, I love when we get a reply, because it's someone's listened, someone is taking us up on, a connection of some sort.
right,
So, I don't want you all to get frustrated with us taking time to explain these things, but in the beginning, when you're starting an email list, it can be overwhelming to understand all the whys behind all the different
mhm,
things. So Denise and I made a commitment right before we came on here today that we were gonna take the time to explain things in case there was someone that was a beginner or they didn't know what we were talking about.
right,
We don't wanna lose anybody.
right. And so, Kim, I think what I was trying to point out to people when I showed the templates here, are you seeing that tab or no?
No,
So
it's not shared.
I guess I'll have to share it again. My goodness, am I creating my own problems here? So I wanted everybody to see that this is a simple,
Mhm.
simple template. It doesn't have a lot to it, but you can insert pictures just like you can on a web page, text, quotations, make things bold, different colors, graphics, and it has buttons that you can send them to things or have them download something, all the different things. But you can also have something that's fancier if you want to, if you feel more comfortable with that, that's more, I don't know, like this, that has more images, and you could put a video in there, and you could have it come up more like a magazine. You can do all sorts of things. But for the most part, you want to start out as simple as possible so that we don't lose what's the important part, which is talking to our people. And of course, this is not letting me stop sharing here. Okay. So, my mouse is I think my battery's dying. Um, so the point of that is you want to communicate with your people. You don't want to leave them off on the corner in the dark and just say, "It's been great, see ya." You want to keep talking to them. And so if the difference is having this beautiful, pretty thing that has all these sections and really complex, and you're holding off for that before you start, Kim and I are here to tell you, start with just a couple
Yeah.
paragraphs and talk to your people first. You can always make it more cool
Bougie.
later. Bougie. Bougie is a good word. Bougie. You
The
bougie it up
cadence
later.
the cadence is not part of what, like, we're talking about Kajabi and the all-in-one platform that it is and does all the things, but the cadence is important because if you think about, if you have a friend who you want to get to know better and you only call them once a year, it's really hard to do that. If you
Mhm.
have something you want to sell to your list and you wait until the, week that you're going to sell the thing, that's not really, that doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to someone that you don't really care about them except when you want to sell them something. So for me, the cadence is give, give, give along the way. And then when you do have something to share that's for sale, it's so much easier for them to want it because you've already proven that you are connecting with them.
Right.
So if you do a weekly email,
Mhm.
that gives you a cadence to follow. If you make it complicated and every week you're hating the email because it's so complicated to get it out, this is where I think so many people mess up. Start with the little simple so that you're building that connection and that cadence and that feeling that you want them to have, and then add something along the way, and then maybe add something else along the way. But don't train wreck yourself from keeping a cadence for them hearing from you. I have someone I love and adore, but I laugh because every time she emails me, I know within a few days I'm going to get something saying, I want you to buy something.
It's
She
the
does
only
not
time.
she does not care in between those emails. She does not. She's And that's a proving thing. If you're proving to your list that you only care about them when you're going to sell them something, you're actually proving the opposite. You're proving you don't care.
Mhm.
So that's my cautionary real life thing, Denise. I just want to make sure that everybody understands cadence matters.
And I wanna add something because this is a real life thing, so this we didn't talk about this, Kim, but, let's talk about imposter syndrome and where it comes up in emails.
Mm.
I would hesitate to send emails sometimes to my list because I thought, "Who am I to send them stuff in their inbox with that's already full of tons of stuff? Why do they wanna listen to me?" And I had to flip the script on that, and I have to work on it all the time and say, "Well, I'm here to help. How are they gonna know I'm here to help if I don't talk to them?" And so you're not the only one that might hesitate to send things out talking to people because you feel like you don't know if they wanna hear from you and you feel awkward about it. Well, how are they gonna know that you're there?
Yeah.
And, if they don't hear from you, how are they gonna know that you have something that can help them? And so
So
that
great.
was my little tiny soapbox.
Oh, but I so agree, Denise. I think that when you're doing a business, you have to get over yourself in so many ways. Imposter syndrome is something that comes up to, I think, protect us from embarrassing ourselves, except it does the opposite. I think that that's the thing is we don't want to be embarrassed by what we're sending out. We don't want to be embarrassed, and that's another important reason to make sure you're sending something every week. I don't care if you send a hi, just thinking about you, letting you know I want to stay connected, and sign off on it. Like, as long as you're sending something where someone is understanding, hey, look, I know you're busy, but and let me give you an example from our business. We have a team member that writes the email. I don't write the email most of the time.
Mhm,
He consistently sends it out. We have an email that goes out every Sunday that has his part of the nurturing. He shares about what he's learning in the community,
mhm,
and then he lists all the things that were done in the community for that week. That's our serving our list of, if you missed this, here's the link to go, there's the easy button. It's very much connecting. You can reply and I get the replies.
mhm.
But It doesn't have to look like what you've been told is what I think I wanna just make the point of. If it's 3 sentences, if that's where you need to start there, because having an email, having that connection, it is like having, I've heard it called like an ATM machine when you have an email list. Well, if you've proven you care about your email list and they know it's not just a sales list, they are more likely to stay there. If someone unsubscribes from our list, it never hurts my feelings because I don't want to be in anybody's inbox that doesn't want us there. I don't want to be an uninvited guest.
Mhm.
I want to be someone who people want to come into their inbox. They're excited to see what Adam has to say. They're excited to see what has gone on. And when I do send out an email, it's usually very personal. It's
Mhm.
usually, it's usually nothing salesy in it. It's usually me having, had something happen or experienced something that I want to share with the list that lets them know I'm still here too. We're
Right.
all busy working on the business, but we care about people. So I just feel like that all of that, and I know we're here to talk about Kajabi, but all of that matters as to how you use Kajabi or any other platform to build relationships through a CRM, through an email, through those things. So I'll try to be quiet, Denise.
No, no, I mean, and we're having these conversations because they're real conversations, and nobody, I can't say nobody, but it's hard to find these conversations out there. So, I just want to say that you don't have to portray yourself as, I'm all that in a bag of chips. Like, you don't have to be everything to everybody. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be, the top echelon guru, whatever. You're talking to your people, and your people need you. So you need to be you, if I can be preachy about that, because some
Yes.
people are waiting for the perfect thing to say and the perfect thing to send, and I'm as guilty as the next because my poor list on occasion suffers. But I will say that you don't have to be perfect. You just need to talk to your people.
And remember, the people on your list have raised their hands. They've raised their hands and they want to hear from you. They've raised their hands that says, I like you, or I'm interested in what you're saying, or I'm interested in your solution. They have raised their hands at some point. That's how they got on your list. So honor that, honor their ask, which
Mhm,
is, I want to hear more.
right. So now, Kim, we wanted to talk a little bit about sequences and campaigns. Where do you want to go next?
So you covered the simple one, you covered the more complicated template for a one email to many
Think.
people.
Hmm.
The other is a campaign. Campaign, just that word sometimes strikes fear in people's hearts. But let me clarify, when we talk about a campaign and when we're talking emails, or we talk about a sequence when we're talking emails, it's a, if they do this, which maybe it is what Denise said, they bought something, they signed up for something, whatever it is, if they do that, then this email goes out. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Few days later, did you know you have this download available? We want to make sure that you got it. Did you know that the next event is coming up? Did you know that we have an email list you can sign up for more information? It's a by days, not by dates. Your email blast or broadcast is by date. So I specifically want Sunday to be the day our email goes out. But a campaign is when this happens, 3 days later, they get this email, or 5 days later, they get this email, or maybe they get it every few days for a series of emails that are 5 in a series. So it is a different way of doing something that keeps you from having to write to everyone who signs up for something. The better you get at campaigns and automatic sending emails, the more you can work on the relationship part instead of the actual, typing out everything every time.
Mhm. I like that explanation. And I will say that in Kajabi, you have the same availability of templates for all types of emails. So you can pull up a simple one, you can pull up a prettier one, you can make your own, whatever you want to do for these emails. But what I do like a lot about it is that the way the marketing works is you can have a form on your website. And when someone puts their email into this form, it's a trigger. And that's gonna say, well, this person filled out this form, send email number 1 in this campaign or this sequence. And it's as simple as that. It's not like you have to jump through a million hoops. It's like this person did this. They signed up, put their email in and press submit. And that was enough to trigger what you have set up to go out. And that just means your business is running and you're not sitting there watching it and pushing all the buttons. It's on autopilot. And that is one of the most freeing things that we all strive for. Sales that are on auto sale, autopilot, all those things. You want that in your business because you need the time and the resources to do all the other things you have to do. So that's one of the biggest benefits of having this all in one and all talk to each other is you can run your business on autopilot in a lot of ways.
I love you saying that, Denise Millay.
It's important, and you don't until you try to do it, you don't understand the power of it. So imagine you have a course that you've sold and you're selling it and you have this, campaign of you're selling it on social media and you've got ads and things running. People could come to your website 24/7, buy that thing. And because of automation, you can have it immediately send out a thank you, immediately send them into the sequence that says, okay, here's day number 1, and download this, here's this, go to the site, and do all that without having to get on a Zoom or a one-on-one, excuse me.
Yeah, I think it
Sorry.
uncomplicates things. Like, I think when you're having to send out one email at a time for something that's repeatable, because that on a campaign or a sequence, it's something that's repeatable. So you have an event and you want to send out a repeatable email. I think that's part of the importance of using them is you don't have to stop and write it every time. You
Right,
write it and it's set to go.
right. I mean, you have to pay attention to it, every once in a while, you have to check in on it, make sure it's working, you have to test it, you have to do a lot of things to set it up, but it's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing,
It's a
Denise.
beautiful thing. That is one of the big bennies. But should we talk a little bit about website royalty while we're here, Kim?
Yes. So we have we are just believe in being upfront. We have a paid community inside of our free community that is called Website Royalty, where if you use our affiliate link, we're raving fans and raving affiliates for Kajabi, then you get a year, it's a bonus. You get a year of website royalty. For more information, you can go to mysexybusiness.com and scroll down to website royalty, the tile in the very center, and then head over to get more information. You can get a 30-day free trial from us. There are other bonuses that you can get, but this bonus is important because if you're building something and you want to go for speed, you want to hurry up and get it done, this to me is one of the ways to do that. We are there every week live. You can come in and ask questions. If you can't come, you still can leave your questions and we answer them. But it gives you the benefit of building quickly and easily. It also gives you the benefit of not everybody sitting in the class waiting for the next lesson so that they can get what they need. We believe in, customizing whatever it is you need, answering your questions. So this page on our website has all the details and it's super simple. If you need more information about Kajabi itself. We've done podcasts and blogs. You can get all kinds of information. But the important part of getting the bonus is be sure and email me so that we make sure we get you into that space so that you can ask your questions. We believe in asking until you're clear. So
Yes, we
no
do.
dumb questions. I've been in groups where they talk down to you and all that, and I've been dismissed. That's why it's actually website royalty. We want to treat you royally. We
Mhm.
want you to have the support you need to build your online presence so you can do more business. I believe that I just believe it's an important thing.
And we also believe that an investment of your time and energy like this, you deserve a try before you buy.
Mhm.
It's the way to do it, and so you might see other campaigns and things out there that might be more attractive, but this is a way you can have 30 days free without paying Kajabi a dime.
Mhm.
You become a member of Website Royalty immediately, and that's not costing you anything. You can get some questions answered and get started and get your hands in there and see if it's really gonna work for you and if it's appropriate. And we're available to talk to as well. So we
Yep.
really want the right people that need this platform. We're not about just the numbers. We want people who really need the platform and we wanna help. So
And we're a Kajabi affiliate partner, which means it doesn't cost you anymore to do Kajabi. We
right.
get paid from Kajabi as part of our partnership with them. So we just want to say that too. It's not something that costs you extra. Now, if you're a longtime Kajabi user and you want that same support, you can pay to come into website royalty. We're not saying no, you can't come in. We're saying you can, but we want to get anyone who's just getting started. We want to get you started well. We want you to be able to go quickly and honestly make money so you stay in business.
And let's not, mix this up either, Kim, is Kajabi has a university, they have documentation, but we all know how that works. It's hard to find what you need to start. So this is a way to jumpstart what you're doing.
Ooh, I like that. We're jump starting into Kajabi. And let us just say really quickly, because I don't think we addressed this in the beginning. When we're talking all in one for Kajabi, Kajabi helps you, and it's all connected. It's the website, it's a community, it's a podcast, it's blog, it's trying to think of courses, classes, it's meetings. You can do coaching inside of Kajabi. You can do group things inside of Kajabi. You can do there's just such a big list of things, and we're trying to cover the broad picture first so that everybody knows all the things. We've done multiple of these live streams. If you want to go back and get any information about any of those different pieces. And then we're going to literally, going forward, try to break down all the pieces and show you living proof. When you go to mysexybusiness.com, that is built on Kajabi. That is a Kajabi website, and all those pieces go to different things. You can host events in Kajabi. You just don't need other tools to do so many of the things. You can create your social posts inside of Kajabi. You can write your emails like we're talking about. There's wizards that help you AI wise to write articles and show notes, and we could just go on and on. But we would love it if you would go explore our website and see what all we've done with it. I've been on Kajabi for more than a decade, and they keep bringing new and amazing things to the table. So it's also something that is evolved over time. It's something that's still evolving. Lots of AI help inside Kajabi so that, and I'm going to be spicy for a minute, Denise, and I'm sorry, but I am going to be spicy. I don't want someone else's message being part of what I'm giving in AI. We have a very specific message of, we want you to own your business, not it own you. And if you use outside sources for some of the AI things, it actually gives you other people's opinions and other people's messages. It doesn't do that inside Kajabi because it's inside Kajabi. You give it the information from all the pieces on your, on your platform. And I think to me that is one of the best kept secrets, I'll call it, Denise, is that it has all the AI tools in there, but it takes your messaging. You can drop a video in there,
Right.
you can drop a podcast episode in there, you can drop all kinds of things in there, and it generates whatever you tell it.
And I would call it purpose-driven AI.
Ooh.
So the AI portion of the task that you're doing is meant to augment that task, make it faster, take your words, your input, your video, your text, whatever, and give you options. It's not there to do it for you. It's do it faster, do it a little bit, give you ideas, give you an outline, that kind of stuff. It's augmenting the task so it's better, easier for you.
It'll take a course or a class. If you give it information, it'll give you a summary, it'll give you, like, it's amazing what all it does. And we don't, Denise and I both will be honest, there are things that if we've been doing these live streams, it's like, oh my gosh, this is new too. So it's not like we know everything. We have Kajabi Wizards is what we called several of the first live streams because it talked about the different AI tools inside. We are not saying we are the wizards of Kajabi. We are saying Kajabi has AI tools inside that, magically help you create things.
Right.
So,
And, Kim, we my God, we know a lot of things and a lot of details, but we don't want to overwhelm anybody with that. We just want to kind of give the high level right now so that you understand the possibilities.
and when we were talking about doing emails, and Denise, I'm so sorry. Like, y'all have to understand, she's just coming out of COVID and how hard that is. So I appreciate you being here at all today.
Sorry, I was fine up until they started talking so much.
No, 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 no. But when we were talking about emails, doing emails, I want to give my list of things. And immediately I wrote down all these things because these were my first email things. It's campaigns, blast, sequences, broadcasts, contacts, tagging, scheduling, automations, freebies, reasons, cadence, and then the list goes on with more things about emails. So we don't want to overwhelm you. Denise is right, but I get very excited when we start talking about these things because it is a connection to your people. It is a connection to those who are, following you and wanting more with you in your business.
Mhm.
If you have someone on your email list, I don't even care if it's one person. If you have one person on your list that raised their hand and said, I want to be on this list, you're already going in the right direction.
Right.
So, what can you do to connect those dots? That we won't get into all the other things, but there's tagging and segmenting where you can send different emails out to different groups. You can schedule the emails in advance. If you're going to be gone, you can actually schedule it so that it goes out like like you're there. You can schedule, we believe in scheduling out as much as we can so that it takes the pressure off. You never know what life's going to throw at you, like COVID.
That's the truth.
But if you have not started your email list, get started.
Right.
Don't hesitate to get started. And Kajabi is it's just a powerful tool. It is an investment, I think, into your business. Is your business worth having something like Kajabi to help you have an online presence so that you can do more business? I mean,
Right.
just bottom line.
And Kim, you and I have spent years doing the other things before we were pre-Kajabi,
Oh my gosh.
right? PK. And In the end, what turned me away from that, because I'm a techie, so I could do a lot of things, so I know how to do a lot of things, is the cost.
Yeah.
I was spending hundreds of dollars a month to make different tools talk to each other for landing pages, for CRM, the website, the hosting, and that's before I had a podcast or anything else, or I was sending emails. I didn't have an email provider, so I should have had an email list maintenance person, like all these things was twice as much what I spend with Kajabi.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a nut to when you make the decision and you make the leap. But at the same time, if you really want to run as much as you want to run online, you end up spending it tying other things together. And then you can't rely on those always working. And that's the frustration point.
I think you're like with me, Denise, on the fact that taking time away from my business to do things that are frustrating all the time is detrimental to not only to how I feel about my business, it's detrimental to, my human. If I'm constantly frustrated, and I think that's one of the things that I value Kajabi so much for is not constantly frustrated by it. It's got all the easy buttons and I get to choose. I get to
Mhm.
choose what I want to use in there. If I don't want to have a community, you don't have a community, but you still have all the other powerful tools.
Right.
Every business, in my opinion, my princess opinion, should have an online presence, have a website so that people can find you like Denise teaches. They can, contact you, they can pick you, and they can pay you. I think those are important things with a business.
I agree. I agree. And I think we have to be honest with ourselves. If the ultimate goal is to set it at 24/7, have it running, you have to be able to rely on it.
Mhm.
And tying things together, the world of tech has come very, very far in a very short time, but not a lot of investments gone into how they all talk to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, there are a few providers that'll say, okay, I take this from this program and send it over here so you can send an email. And it works like 3 out of 4 times. Well, you don't want to drop that fourth person that
Yeah.
just signed up for something and miss them. That's lost opportunity. And if you really want to get to 24/7, your business is running with or without you, it's hard to do if you don't have reliability.
It's a great ad, Denise, I will tell you.
Well, thank you. I'm feeling preachy now. I shouldn't be preaching.
Well, and for the record, we neither one want to come on here and sound preachy or so boxy, and we get like that because we're excited. But I will tell you, I've done it the hard way. I wish for you, sweet viewer, not to do it the hard way. If we can help you not do it the hard way, I think that is, that is one of the things we want to impact the world with, is there's a better way of doing things that are
Mhm.
not taking you away from your family or your kids or
Your business.
even your business, like whatever it is. So I think we have said enough today about emails. We hope we have convinced you to do an email first, and we hope we have convinced you to check out Kajabi. See if you might be interested in it, and if so, be sure and let us know so that we can get you into website royalty if you use our affiliate link. I think
Mhm.
it's a great bonus, that's my opinion, but I don't see anybody else giving a year of their time to help your
Oh, yeah.
business. So that I'm gonna say, and I wanna say, hit subscribe, hit the bell, so that when we go live, you know that we're gonna be here, and you can come and ask questions here too. Denise and I are we're gonna say try because we weren't expecting COVID and we weren't expecting the move I made, but here's the other part of that is the that tomorrow we're going to try to go live if Denise is still feeling well enough. We're going to try to go live tomorrow and we're going to be talking about some more very important things about your online presence as a business.
Absolutely, absolutely, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about those contacts and that tagging and some of those things
Woo.
that can make things work better.
I think that's brilliant to follow up with this one. So
We have
that's
some examples. We
yeah.
could pull some, test data and have some examples maybe.
Ooh, that's good. That is
Okay.
very good, Denise Millay. Thank you for being here with
Yeah.
us, and thank you, Denise, for bringing your brilliance to the table as always.
Thanks for being here with me. I couldn't do it without you.
Love y'all.
Bye, everybody.